Hey everybody, it's Jay here, and today I'm going to be doing my first comic book review on this channel. Comic books is something I'm kind of new to. I started reading comics like 2000 and I don't even know, bro. Whatever the Access event was on Marvel, I collected most of those, and then I kind of stopped because things happen, life happens. It was hard to keep track of everything. But recently, thanks to X-Men 97 and X-Men 97 and I want to say Invincible. X-Men 97 is a key factor. I started collecting comics again. Started reading comics, and then also Radiant Black. As you can see, it's something I really am enjoying right now. But today, let's get back to X-Men. Not 97, but today we're going to talk about the Uncanny X-Men issue number 1. Written by Gail Simone, and artist credit goes to David Marquez. I'm assuming Marquez. Sorry if that's wrong. Anyways, yeah. So I'm gonna break this review down by things, aspects of the issue, and also I'm gonna go into the spoilers and then give it an overall review, overall grade at the end there. If you want to skip to the spoiler part, I'll leave the timestamp in the description. But I'll go ahead and start with my non-spoiler thoughts. Okay, so to reiterate, I am new to comic books, so any of the history stuff that goes on with these characters I don't know. Some things I do know, obviously, some things I don't. So if I'm missing something, please let me know in the comments. Let me know what to read. I am reading a shit ton of comics now. Have those back there. I have like 30 more in my closet. I want to collect more. I want to read more. I read some online, through the digital comic book area, like Marvel Unlimited, I believe I have. So yeah, it doesn't need Marvel either. It could be DC, whatever. Just let me know what, any recommendations, let me know. I'll read. But anyways, so back to this issue number 1 of Uncanny X-Men. The dialogue, number 1, was really good. I thought I enjoyed the interaction in between all the characters. Their personalities were allowed to show, and they were allowed to show out who they are, except for Wolverine, which I'll explain later in my spoiler review. There's a reason for that. But Gambit was pretty cool. Gambit was my favorite. Rogue was roguish. Nightcrawler was there, and some other characters. But yeah, it was all pretty good. I liked it. The artwork was pretty good as well. There was one panel for some reason it just stood out to me, and it's like using the artwork for storytelling. At least that's the way I took it as, because there was a panel where Rogue was dodging fire, and she said, this isn't regular fire. This is not normal fire. And man, I gotta fix my do-rag shit. Who did, bro? Who did? What the fuck? You should look weird. Anyways, yeah. So she was dodging fire. She says, "Not no more fire." And I think to kind of visually show that, the artist drew Rogue in front of the fire, dodging it with regular artwork. In the background, the fire was not bright, but it was dark. Usually, when you see fire, it's bright, flaming, orange and yellow. And this was kind of dark orange, dark yellow, very dull. And it kind of, for me, illustrated yeah, this is not normal fire. It's this type of fire from this type of source. So it was pretty cool. That kind of stood out to me. But yeah, overall, that was a really good issue. I liked it. I enjoyed it. Kept me engaged. Made me feel things. I'll explain why. And yeah, really good. That ends the non-spoiler part of it, or the non-spoiler part of the video. So if you haven't read Uncanny X-Men number 1 and want to avoid spoilers, please avoid it. Spoilers in 3, 2, 1. You ready? Han Solo dies, bro. Anyways, so starts off with Dr. Ellis and her assistant Philip meeting Captain Ezra at the former Charles Institute of Gifted Children. I don't know who these people are. I don't know who Dr. Ellis is. I don't know who Philip is. I don't know who Captain Ezra is. I don't know who they work for. So if you guys know, if I missed something, let me know in the comments. Like I said, let me know what to read so I can know who the fuck these guys are, who they work for, or maybe they're part of a shitty organization we don't know yet. Because when they went into the school, Ellis said something like they were invited in, which is really weird. Who invited them? I don't know. I have a guess. My guess was Charles Xavier. Cause I remember during the Krakoa arc, I remember reading it vaguely that Charles was kind of going down a dark path. I never finished it, so I don't know where he went with it. So maybe it's him, but I don't know if he went so far to hire someone who hates mutants this much. I don't think I thought it was Charles at first, but after reading more of this comic, me reading more of her dialogue, she is very anti-mutant, very unhinged anti-mutant. I mean, you know, she makes a comment about, like, you know, when you do stream public hangings, like stream public hangings. I know she didn't mean public hangings per se, but like that sentiment is there. You know, it's those words were used for a reason. Okay, so interesting. Not cool. Anyways, so that was a month prior to the next scene we see. Oh, sorry, back up. So that scene, this whole area ends with a prisoner coming in. We don't know who the prisoner is. We have no idea who it is. There's no hint as to who it is in the comic. At least that's what I thought, until I thought about it for a little bit, and I realized this happened a month prior to the next scene. The next scene is in Mexico, where we see Logan meeting with an old buddy. Apparently they made a bet of some sorts, I guess, who would live longer. It was an old army buddy, I guess, and obviously Logan won. But Logan won by cheating, he says, because he did die, and that was during like either House of X or Powers of X. I remember he died during like a space station, you know, whatever, in space. And he was brought back to life through like Krakoa shenanigans, you know. So kind of cheated, but he has experience with death. So the old man asked, you know, what can he expect? And Logan just said, you know, emptiness and silence. And he says, and Logan says he kind of misses it, kind of misses death. So back to my theory about who the prisoner is. In that last scene with Ellis and Philip and Captain Ezra, I think it might be Logan. That's my theory. I don't know, it could be Logan. It's a month prior. It was a month prior, and the next thing we see is Logan. That could be coincidence, but then also Logan acts pretty weird throughout this whole comic. So we fast forward to, I don't know, maybe a few hours later, maybe a few days, who knows. It's Logan meeting up with Rogue and Gambit at a, you know, historical place. I don't know, it's like some ruins in Mexico. And there is a dragon, a fucking dragon. Marvel Universe, man. Comic books, it's crazy. A dragon just chilling on top of the ruin, sleeping. So this dragon is apparently named, let me see, Sudorang, the God Snake, and apparently he interacted with the Avengers in Savage Avengers number 14 through 16. So, you know, I wrote that down. I'm gonna add that to my read list. I'm curious who the fuck this dragon is. So they're there to clear. So Gambit, Rogue, and Wolverine are there to clear out this fucking dragon, right? But also this dragon has the other eye of Agamotto, which Logan says later on in mid-fight. So a big fight happens. You know, there were hints of like Rogue kind of being the leader. She like I forgot what it was, but then she's like, you know, who's the leader? And Gambit was like, you are, Cher. Who else will we listen to? Who else will we follow into battle? And you know, Logan's like, hey, he's kind of right. So a little hint of that. Finally, you know, the battle's over because Gambit, being the fucking badass that he is, right? He's like, hey, I got something you want. The Agamotto, because Rogue, you know, took it from the dragon without him noticing, gave it to Gambit, and Gambit played his cards just right. He said, hey, make your deal. Go to Antarctica for a year, don't eat anybody for a year, and I'll give you your fucking Agamotto back. Dragon's like, okay, cool. And the dragon's like, you know what? I'll give you guys a little vision just because I'm feeling generous. I'm feeling generous. I'll give you guys a vision of what I see for you guys' future. And he mentioned something about a endling, and it was very ominous the way the dragon mentioned it. It was like ruin. It's gonna bring ruin or some shit. I don't fucking know. It was very bad. It was very ominous, you know, foretelling. Okay, so that happens. Now we cut to some random girl running in the woods, running away from two people. I thought it was two people. And can I find out this girl is a mutant who is like half deer, half human, or something like that? I don't know. And she's being chased by two people, but then there's like an entity talking to her. And, you know, can I ask her what's her name? She says Rosa, but the entity keeps pressing more and kind of scaring her and saying some shit. Finally, she reveals that her name is Fawn. And the entity reaches out with two weird fucking like bony or wood hands. I don't know. Just giant hands come out and grab her. There's a hint somewhere in the comics as to what the fuck that is. Let me know. Well, yeah, that happened. So then we go back to Rogue, who gets a call from Scott in Alaska, which I've got to mention. So to add to this weird Logan thing, right? Last time we saw Logan was X-Men number 1. Have back there. He was saved by Scott and the rest of the X-Men in Alaska or wherever they was, and he brought him back to Alaska. And instead of staying there, he's like, I'm out. Fuck this. After Krakoa, I'm done with all this shit. I don't feel like starting over again. I'm just gonna live in the woods and do my thing and live in the woods. And that's the last time we saw Logan. So what happened between then and here? Was he captured to be a prisoner? By that, I don't know. Who knows? But anyways, we get a call from Scott in Alaska, asking Rogue to go visit Nightcrawler, right? So they go visit Nightcrawler at a hospital. It's a kid's hospital. They're there to visit a sick mutant child who's, you know, pretty sick. He's on his deathbed, and damn. I hope that came out all clear, because I realized my mic was pretty far from me. Anyway, so visit this mutant kid. He's not in good condition. They get there. Kid's like, oh my god, I love you guys. The kid's like a big ass fucking X-Men fan. He has like a whole wall of X-Men memorabilia behind him, kind of like this, but even more, right? He's like, I know everything about you guys. You know Wolverine, Rogue. He says all their names. He's excited. And then Logan says, to the nurse, where is this kid's parents? It's like, oh, we sent him home. And she's like, I think you guys should call him. So I'm guessing he like has that animal instinct of spelling death happening soon. And then right when he said that, Nightcrawler offers this kid a X-Men jacket. Says, like, when you're ready to join the team, here you go. It's like, yeah. And then that heartwarming moment is followed by a fucking traumatizing moment where the kid has a stroke. In the midst of the stroke, he says something about they are coming, and one of them will be the Endling. So there's that word Endling again. Unfortunately, that kid did not survive, which sucks. Side note, I hate reading and watching kids go through death or sickness. When I say hate, I mean like I hate because it hurts. It hits me in the feels. But yeah, it was very emotional. It's easy to pull my heartstrings. If you add that, if you put any kid in any particular fashion, you put kids in it, it's gonna pull my heartstrings. Okay, so I was a little emotional, right? I got a little tear. One drop. I was like, all right, keep it going. All right. So, anyways, this kid dies. Unfortunate. So later on, those three, Gambit, Rogue, and Wolverine, they leave the hospital. They leave Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler stays, stay with the parents because he's a great guy. He's religious. He's a father as in priest. So he's there to, take care of those parents. So these guys, they leave and they go to Louisiana, and I believe it's a spot where one of Gambit's associates or friends or something that he owns, and they kind of camp out, a little campfire, drink, and they start discussing, what are they going to do now? Like, who is the X-Men after Krakoa? Right, it's probably the first time Rogue and Gambit and Wolverine got together and talked about, like, what do we do now after Krakoa, right? Rogue talks about the X-Men and who are they and who are the X-Men after Krakoa. Maybe they should go up to Alaska and join Scott and, join his operation up there, which Logan immediately says, fuck no. I don't know because if this is because Wolverine has a strong dislike for Cyclops, as usual. Or it's because he really does not like what Scott's doing up there, because his words to Rogue were like, whatever he's doing up there is not what you want, Anna Marie, or some shit like that. So it's like, I don't know, which makes me think about this thing around, I'm not sure if it's like a tweet or article, but I remember someone mentioning that Rogue and Magneto are the new era of like Xavier and Rogue and Cyclops are a new Xavier and Magneto, which I could see like if I can see why Logan, if that's the goal, I can see why Logan would say that, man, because maybe Logan's like, I'm kind of getting weird vibe here from Scott. He's kind of going down a weird route. I don't want to do this. It's more like this route, Magneto's route. I don't know. Fuck that. So I could see him doing that and then telling Rogue, don't do that. Don't go up there, because Rogue is more of like an Xavier type of mindset right now, which she is. She's trying to keep the dream of Xavier alive. She mentions that. She mentions that she wants to keep Xavier's dream alive. That we were so close for Krakoa, and it just, basically sucks that we got to start over again. But she still wants to continue. But she doesn't know who will lead them. And in response to that, Gambit says, "Same thing I said in Mexico. You share. Who else will do this with you?" Okay. So they keep talking, and then they eventually talk about like, what if Gambit's like, why don't we just lay low and live our life? We don't have to do this. Live our life for now, and we'll figure it out. And Wolverine's like, yeah, that's a good idea. And Wolverine's like, why do you even care about to continue this? Why do you want to continue this so bad? Like, why? And the next part kind of broke my heart. It hurt me, you know. It brought back that emotional one tear, you know. And she was like, you know, isn't it obvious? It's for the kid. It's for Harvey, the kid who died, Harvey. And that moment right there was so good. It shows where Rogue's mindset's at right now, and it shows like she's not giving up, she's not broken. She seemed like she was broken, right? Throughout this whole comic, she was the main narrator, and she was like kind of weird with it. Like, not weird, but she seemed kind of down about everything. But this moment with Harvey, it kind of sparked something in her, and it shows like even with Krakoa gone, after Krakoa, she was devastated. Obviously, everybody was. And then when she saw that kid, the 12-year-old Harvey, she said it was like a glass of like pure refreshment or something like that. It was refreshing, basically refreshing to have something positive, right? And he died. And I think that kind of sparks it in her, like, yo, there's other kids out there like Harvey who need us to be that fire for them. You know what I mean? So, and to represent them because he was a mutant. So I liked it. It was cool. Good moment. But then after that, these four, looks like they're teenagers, come out the forest or the woods, and they're asking for help, saying that someone is coming for them. So these, and it was like four teenagers, it looks like, in a horse. These four kids could be the they that Harvey mentioned during his stroke, and if so, one of these might be the endling that Harvey and the dragon mentioned. So who knows? But yeah, overall, this comic was pretty good. I liked it. Again, I'm easy to please, so I'm new to comics, so for me this is an 8.5 out of 10. I know a 10 for me recently I think would be like Ultimate Spider-Man #1. That was so fucking good. Holy shit, that right there was a good comic. Okay, so that's my 10. And that may change because, you know, as I read more comics, I might find something else I like more, but that's mine. I really enjoyed the comic. I'm definitely going to pick up issue #2 when it comes out September 11th. And yeah, that's about it for Uncanny X-Men #1. So if you like the content, please like the video, subscribe to my channel. If you want more content, follow me at TikTok at CrazyJ. I post different type of content, comic book stuff. Comic book stuff is new. I might do this more often because I'm enjoying the fuck out of comics. Again, if you have any recommendations, let me know, please. But yeah, follow me on TikTok. I post content there, video gaming content, goofy shit, whatever you can think of. All right. Also, I do stream almost every weekend, Saturday and Sunday nights at twitch.tv/crazyj. So if you want to hang out, talk about anything, talk about comics, give me your recommendations live, we can talk, chit chat. If you're a Radiant Black fan, please comment. Come on by. I need more Radiant Black fans to talk to, man. Please. Yeah. Anyways. Again, this is Jay. Thank you for spending your time with me. Thank you for checking out my first comic book review video. I appreciate it. And I will see you guys next time. Peace out. Boom.